Welcome to this week's project recipe. My name is Denise Cowell. I'm a Creative Memories Advisor in Ormond Beach, Florida, and thanks for joining me today. Today we are going to look at Relax into Summer. Sorry about that. Let's get to my desk time. My desk. We're only going to do the project recipe today, but let's take a look at the bundle and the project playbook. So this Relax into Summer has a lot of things around getting together, eating, having wine, a lot of the olives and the grapes, but as well as things for the beach. So it's a very versatile package. It comes with the stickers we looked at, comes with laser borders. Now with these, there is only one of each, and they are double-sided, right? So they have a different color on each side, and you can see, the beach themes with the chairs. This is a really nice Mediterranean. I really like that. I'm going to be using that paper today. Some branches, just some designs. The all lobsters, some flowers. Again, different on each side. Lemons on one side, limes on the others, and tomatoes. So a good variety of laser embellishments. Now, if you're wanting to have one of each, make sure that two of each, sorry, make sure you get two packages because this only has one of each. The paper pack, again, oh, that's the paper I have ready to go for the project recipe. Let's look into here. So you can see like there's like olive branches and we have lemons. Just like a little red swirl. The back of that is a stripe, so it has all the colors in here. The blue waves, as well as that Mediterranean pattern that we're going to go use today. This looks like suns. I'm trying to think of like what this shape is. Is it like just wine bottles all put together, or just supposed to be some kind of abstract sun, if you can see that. And the back of that one is this pattern. It looks very bold, but it does have all of the icons that are in this package, and you could just use like a little bit of this. So I have a layout from another advisor that uses this quite nicely. There's this check, and this is red and like a pink, and then the back is the little icons of all the lobster and the fish and the food and the wine and the lemon, stuff like of everything. And then the Mediterranean with just the blue wave on the back. Oh yeah, that's in my project recipe for today. So I am not going to record the project playbook, but let's take a look at it. To see what it actually does. So it's using 6 sheets of the paper. So both of the lemons, it's using the red little swirls as well as one of the red plaid ones, the waves, and the pattern. Now if we take a look at that one, so that's using this yellow on the back of this one. One of these has the stripes and the other red has the little icon. So 6 sheets of the designer paper that we're cutting, and then one blue cardstock for one mat. You could actually use a mat from the mat pack in that also. So I do like these. I wanted to spend some more time, and I won't have that to be able to record because packages are just, and bundles or and collections are just coming out so quickly from Creative Memories. I haven't had the time to do everything, and with summer coming, and I'll have my granddaughters here, it's going to be less time. I'm going to still do the 52 weeks of scrapbooking and at least the project recipe at least twice a week, but I don't know if I'll have time to do all of the project playbooks, but I do want to talk to you about them at least. Now, so this one, so for the project recipe, I always like to look and make sure that we have enough of the paper left over from the project recipe to do the entire playbook. And what do we have to change to do the playbook? We are going to use these ones. This is the blue wave, which is this Mediterranean. So for this one, you could just use cardstock as your back of these ones. This one does use just soft pink cardstock on the back of this. Some of these, I like soft pink, but I'm still trying to figure out if I like soft pink for doing these food ones. So like this baby blue, you know that you can check the packages and it'll tell you what the coordinating cardstock is. It says soft pink, red, canary, avocado, and blue. I pulled out baby blue that we're going to use for the project recipe, and I think that's going to go well also. So these are very versatile. I do like, you know, some of the wine and the olives in here. You know, the lemons. If you've gone someplace like, again, we just went to France, so I could probably use some of the wine and the lemons and the olives. I like this one, and again, this just oh, see, this one is using baby blue cardstock, even though it's not on the paper pack, but they use baby blue in here. This is a one-page layout, and then another one-page layout that's using the yellow for the background here. So it comes with 3 two-page projects and 2 one-page projects. Sorry, had a problem with that today. You can see there's some fussy cutting going in on this one, but I don't think they're not very hard. These are pretty straightforward ones. I think if you have any questions, just kind of reach out to me, and I will help you with the project playbook. So today, as I said, we are going to be doing the project recipe. So this one, you will need 3 sheets of the paper from the paper pack. And I'm going to do mine exactly like this because I actually have some pictures that I was going to use for this one. You know, it's a different color check in the shirt, but I was going to use some pictures for France, and I like this Mediterranean looking paper. So I was going to use the 3 in this one. Other than I didn't like the soft pink for the background. So again, so you're going to need 3 pieces of designer paper. Now 2 of them in here, you're going to like both sides of them. You can see that piece A and B as well as C are using both sides of this Mediterranean check with the blue waves on the back. Pieces E, F, H, and G are all coming from this one that has the icons and this pink and red check. So we need both sides. So again, if you've got paper that you don't have both sides that you like, just grab 4 pieces of paper, and maybe you can use some sorry about that. You can use some scraps for that. Now the third sheet, and again, I didn't print this on double-sided today. Designer paper number 3 is all mattes. Now my pictures aren't 4x4. This is a very versatile base page, so I'm going to not cut this third sheet until I get my pictures placed and see how big I need to use the mats, and I may be able to use some from the mat pack also. So we're just going to cut today sheets designer papers number 1 and 2, and this is very straightforward. So I'm going to put the rest away for now and just bring out papers 1 and 2. Now this is very directional. And let's get out our trimmer. So what we're going to do with this is the way they're going to go on the page is they're going to be both, we're going to be using both sides. And when we cut it, it's going to be this direction. So when we put it in on our trimmer, the top will go at the top. So whichever side has direction is the one that I am going to put up, even though it's going to be a little different over here. But let's cut it with the direction on the top. So designer paper number 1, you see we're having some 10-inch pieces. So instead of cutting these down at 5 1/4, 3 3/4, I'm going to cut 2 inches off the bottom first, right? So this way we will have a nice strip left. But again, I'm wanting my 5 1/4 by 10-inch piece to go this way. This is where I need to cut the 2 inches off. So I do need to rotate it, and I do need to cut 2 inches off. And we'll do that for both pages. And I'll just do them one by one though. So for this one, designer paper number 1, now that we have our 10 inches, we're going to rotate this and cut it at 5 1/4. And that's going to be A, so we're going to be using this side. The next one is going to be 3 3/4, and that's piece B. And it's going to be this way. And then piece C, we are going to cut at 2 1/4. and I should have cut this one first. So this is 2 1/4. This last one's going to be 1/2 of an inch. And how big am I right now? You know what? I want to see where this is. It's only a little bit bigger. I'm just going to leave it like that. It's only a little bit bigger. It is probably less than 3/4, 5/8. I'm just going to leave it, and we're going to cut this at 6 inches. It's going to just be a banner, so we're going to cut this at 6. So we'll have a little piece left over. So designer paper number 2, again, I'm going to cut off, look at your directions, but I am going to cut off 2 inches from the bottom because again, or the top, doesn't matter. We're going to cut off 2 inches because again, we're going 10 inches. And we'll put that aside. Now we're going to cut a 2-inch piece for E, a 2-inch piece for F, a 3.5-inch piece for G, and a 3 3/4. You may want to, trying to find some post-it notes, you may want to write which pieces they are because these are really close together, just so that you know. So this is going to be G is 3.5 and H is 3 1/4. Just want to make sure I cut that at 3.5. I did. Okay. H is going to be 3 1/4. So this is H. And I should be 1 1/4. And it is, and that's I. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces cut. As I said, I'm not going to cut the mats right now. I'm going to leave those for now. So I'm going to bring out my 2 13-inch mats. These are my cut pieces. And let's get out our base pages. And again, this layout uses this soft pink. For me, I'm thinking I'm going to be using the blue, the baby blue. And let's get this so I can still have the project recipe here, so we can have a look at that. Okay, so let's lay these out, and it's pretty simple. But again, this is a base layout you can use with multiple paper packs, and I think I am going to make some other ones with this. Just get my layouts ready. I seem to be very behind on even finishing pages that I've started. It's been very busy. Okay, so we're going to start with piece A, which is this larger one. We are going to put this, it's going to be 1 inch from the end, and I'm just going to lay these down. So if we, and then we will have, so we have A, B, and then we have E. And I didn't label them all, but E will be one of these 2-inch pieces. Then you're going to have F, which is another 2-inch piece. Then we're going to have H, and one of these will be reversed. So H is going to be reversed. And then we're going to go back and do C, which is from designer paper number 1. And then we're going to go to G. And that's all it is. You're just making this base layout. Now what these 2 other pieces are, I think, let me just check if this was supposed to be shorter. Oh, sorry, yes, this was supposed to be 4.5 inches. I didn't cut that. Let's just get out the paper trimmer. So this one, I missed piece A that was 1 1/4, supposed to be 4.5 inches. Okay, so this is extra. There's my 4.5-inch piece. And then I have a 6-inch piece. Both of them are going to be banner cuts. So the easiest for me would be to fold it in half so that I get the same banner on both ends. And then kind of slightly fold it over. Make sure you're cutting from the folded one out and cut. So now I have the same banner on both edges, and that's going to be red up. It's going to go here, and then we'll take this other piece. I'm going to do the same thing just to make sure that my banners are the same. Sometimes I end up and forget and I cut it from the not folded over, and your banner will be backwards. You always start from the folded edge on a banner. And this is where, and it'll flatten out once you have your tape on the back of it. And then I just want to show my pictures. I know this isn't attached, but I can do that off camera. That's where it's going to go. I can get rid of my G and H now. Don't think it would have mattered which way you did them, but that works that way. You can see in here that they have added a border sticker, and they've cut it down to be the 11 inches, so it only goes along the paper, not along your border. And how they have their 3 clusters. Oh, actually, they have 4 clusters, and one of them is a journal box. But what I want to do instead of these, because there's 2 5 3/4 by 3 3/4 pictures, 3 3 3/4 pictures, and then either 2 3 3/4 pictures or 1 and a mat. Now my pictures aren't that size, and I liked this paper because we were in France and we were eating. So I have 3. These can probably be cut down a bit. So what I wanted on this side was 3 like that, and then because that's breakfast, and then this was supper, and I can actually get some more. Oh, I do have more. I got 4 for dinner. So I need to figure out how I want to mat these, if I need to mat them, and how, and I could, like I said, I could trim these down a little bit more. So I need to figure how I'm going to get these pictures onto this page, and then cutting the mat. So I'm going to leave it like this, and then what I'll come do is I'll come and add a picture at the end that shows how I decided to finish it. So this is Relax into Summer Project Recipe. Project Recipe you can find on my VIP Facebook group, which the link will be below. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you don't have a Creative Memories advisor, I would love to be your advisors. Please reach out to me. And the link to my Creative Memories website is also in the links below. So happy scrapping. Thanks for joining me today, and see you all again soon. Bye for now.